He's got room! Welcome to Kingsway Regional High School as we've got the semifinal round of the Tri-County Conference Championship. It's the Kingsway Dragons hosting the Overbrook Rams in Tri-County play on this Thursday night. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Ben Wilden on the call. This is going to be a fun one here in Woolwich Township, as it is two teams with under 10 losses on the season. Overbrook 18-7, Kingsway 16-9, both leading their respective divisions, but they have not yet met this year. And, well, it's going to be an interesting one because with how the Tri-County Conference has revamped their bracket, there's no longer Flight A, B, and C. Now the championship means a lot more with how much you have to fight to go through it. But this is a Kingsway team that's battle-tested, and they're led by their forward, T.J. Collier, who just committed to Arcadia University.
Yeah, for Overbrook, they got Belil Robinson, which is a really tough forward down low, and it's going to be really hard for Kingsway to stop him. Kingsway is going to have to be on their best defense. You know, even though Kingsway is the number 1 seed here, Overbrook's the number 4 seed, it doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, Dan, these teams are not playing the same competition in the regular season. During the Tri-County Conference, these are just the teams close by. These teams have their own respected divisions they're in and playing their own separate teams. So Overbrook, even though they're number 4, they're going to give you a tough task, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Overbrook 10-0 in the Tri-County Diamond, but I would argue that the Diamond might not be as tough of a division as the Royal. You know, obviously we could argue that the small school divisions aren't going to be as tough as the big schools, but with how Williamstown's made a late season surge, they've given Kingsway a run for their money. Clearview's not had a bad season. Gloucester Catholic, even the bottom of the barrel in the league, Washington Township, still has 9 wins. So you talk about Belal Robinson. I was talking to Donnie Lang before the game, Overbrook's head coach, and one of the things that he said was that it is so inspiring to watch him grow. We had him on the floor, we as in Overbrook, had him on the floor when he was a 6th grader, and he could barely dribble, he could barely shoot, but now we've developed him into this star athlete, and he's made over 40 three-pointers this year and has scored over 350 points to lead Overbrook's scoring attack. NJ.com says he's 6'6". Our friend Kevin Minnick says he's 6'8". Donnie Lang said meet somewhere in the middle and go with 6'7". But for Overbrook, this is a team that, as you and I talked about in the open, or excuse me, before the broadcast started, this is going to be a good battle test for Overbrook. They've got number 11 seed Pleasantville in the first round of the South Jersey Group 2 tournament, and Pleasantville really is the biggest of the Group 2 schools. So facing a Group 4 like Kingsway tonight is going to be a big test for the Rams, and whether or not they will persevere, we'll have to find out. Tip-off coming up in just a couple of minutes here from Kingsway Regional High School, as it's Overbrook and Kingsway coming up right after the break.
Starting at guard is 6'4" senior, number 0, Lamar Little. At the other guard, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Rashawn Jones. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 2, J.R. Stanley.
Welcome back from Kingsway Regional High School as we've got in the South Gym Thursday night conference tournament basketball as Overbrook visits Kingsway in the 4v1 game. This is going to be a fun one tonight. Third-year head coach Brian Kuzmic versus another relatively young head coach in Donnie Lang, won 27 games a year ago. And a Kingsway team that had their first 20-win season in 15 years back in the 24-25 season. Overbrook in white in their navy blue and orange second and tertiary colors. And for Kingsway, they're in their home black. We're underway. J.D. Johnson, his first possession for the Dragons. Come in 16-9, tied for first. They are division champions in the Tri-County Royal after a late surge by Williamstown. Thompson was able to get the first shot to fall, and it's 2-0 Dragons. Bringing this one up the floor for Overbrook. 25 wins for the Rams last year. Ball comes out of the hands of Robinson and goes right back to Johnson. He'll lay with the left hand, takes a swipe, can't get it back, and it'll go back to J.R. Stanley, the sophomore. Robinson will bring a hefty pass in. Back to Xavier Wright with some hefty footwork there as that ball gets away. Look out below, he gets blocked. That'll go out of bounds as going up for an early jam was Czar Witherspoon, but instead it'll go out of bounds.
I love the early aggressiveness Kingsway is bringing. They're really bringing the action to the gym, and that's really how you want to start a game.
Yeah, I don't know if I exactly agree with trying to put down a jam early, but it definitely opened up the door for Overbrook to get a block as Collier gets hit. Ball comes out, still loose, on the ground, trying to swipe it away, can't get there. And the ball is still live for Xavier Wright after the scramble saved by the senior Lamar Little. He'll go up, and he can't get that shot to fall. The forward getting that one up, can't get it there. Just so much going on in this early portion as Collier gets blocked. Bilal Robinson, the 6'7" forward and only a sophomore for this Rams team. As the shot converts by J.R. Stanley, we're tied. The thing about Kingsway is that their biggest man on the floor is TJ Collier, who just yesterday announced his commitment to play basketball at Arcadia University over in Pennsylvania, the Division III. But he's 6'4", and there are at least two players, if not a third, in Lamar Little that are taller as Marino knocks down a three.
That's one thing Kingsway does great. They can shoot the three ball really well.
It's exactly what we're seeing here with a 5-2 start. Don't count out Bilal Robinson from beyond the arc as well. He's made 41 three balls in his sophomore year. Little goes up with the right hand, can't get it to fall. Collier rips down the rebound. Johnson goes for a swipe, can't get it there. Now they'll go to Stanley. He'll get hit hard. And going to the line will be Rashawn Jones. Collier picked up the foul.
One thing Overbrook's going to have to get used to here is playing Group 4 basketball, where it's very aggressive. Overbrook might not be as used to playing a more aggressive basketball as Kingsway as being Group 4.
Yeah, I'd say that Overbrook has the size advantage, but Kingsway, they're the better shooters as Jones misses his first. Overbrook 18-7, 10-0 in the Tri-County Diamond. Their first matchup versus a Group 4 school this year was versus Southern Regional, who they beat 54-45. They played Eastern on the 29th of December, lost that game by 3. Played Deptford, lost to them by 10. And Eastern they lost again in the Jeff Coney Classic. So to answer your question, they are 2-3 versus Group 4 opponents. They beat Southern and they beat Deptford, but lost to Eastern twice, and also lost to Deptford in their first regular season matchup, as that one gets tied up. 5-5, Collier goes up, can't get it, rebound by Stanley. Yeah, J.R. Stanley with some great moves to start, as he'll get guarded heavily, and in the middle of it was Cahoust. At the top of the key, Little moves over. Rashawn Jones, back to Stanley. Stanley moving up through traffic, he lost it, Kingsway wanted to travel, but they said the ball was tipped, so they're going to keep this one alive as this one goes back out to the top.
Seems like Little is getting really face guarded here, which is a very smart move by Kingsway.
We've got a foul. Bilal Robinson will go to the stripe as there's going to be a lot of hacking of the 6'7" Bilal Robinson. J.D. Johnson picked up the foul.
But Kingsway is not really afraid of these big centers. Their last 2 games were against really tall centers of Timber Creek and GCIT, of Jerome Ford and Milan Suarez, who are over 6'6". So it's not really too much of a contest for Kingsway.
How about Milan Suarez, who put up a 55-piece versus Clayton in the first round of the Tri-County postseason? But a great crowd still filing in. Not a lot of seats available on this Thursday night. First shot no good. Second shot also no good by Bilal Robinson. He was 32 from 39 from the stripe before then, so only missed 7 foul shots. Sliding over to the right for 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Chase Thompson. He'll go back out. Collier chucks up a 3, front iron. And it comes back out as Kingsway rushes a couple shots from deep and can't get either of them to fall. Robinson, 3. We mentioned, don't forget about the 3 ball. That's the 42nd that Bilal Robinson has made. I cannot name with more than the fingers on one hand how many centers I know in South Jersey that are as tall as Bilal Robinson and can shoot threes that effectively. Now, granted, that was an open look, but if you're a center that doesn't shoot threes, you don't take that shot at all. You drive into the lane. There has to be some kind of instilled confidence to get that 3 even off your fingers. As Matteo Marini gets the basket to fall, it's 8-7. Overbrook up by 1. Underhand feed, Cahoose back to Stanley. Now inside, Robinson from the foul line. He gets blocked. Ball barely got tipped. It'll go back up to Cahoose, who gets it in. So now this one will roll up quickly here for Kingsway. Johnson back to Thompson. He'll lead with the left foot. Collier gets inside. Here comes Marini for 3. Good! Matteo Marini off to a hot start. He's got 8, including 2 triples, and it's 10-10.
Marini's just really bringing the energy for this Kingsway squad, and that's what they really need in this big game.
Now moving out is Robinson. He'll find Jones open, travel. Just a little bit of hesitation that time by Sherrod Jones, or Rashawn Jones, excuse me, and it's going to hurt him as Nick Conklin checks into the game. Nick Conklin at the game-winning 3 when we were here in this gym for a non-conference matchup versus Warren Hills back on January the 10th. 2:35 left to play in the first, all knotted up at 10 apiece. Moving inside, Collier. Offensive foul. This is going to be on, no. Never mind, it will not be an offensive foul. It's going to be on Jaden St. John, the senior.
And you're going to see that a lot from Collier, using his body, trying to get open looks to the basket.
He'll move his body again, but a jump ball. Collier wanted the contact with St. John. He didn't get it. And now he'll bring this one back up with Stanley receiving the inbound. From number 11, Jaden Wilkerson, the senior, 5'10". Out on the baseline, St. John moves inside, underhand feed to Robinson, and a travel. He was working through hefty traffic that time, and Robinson just had a little bit of a shuffle that ends up hurting him there and ends up costing the Rams the possession.
Yeah, and
get this one back.
And as time comes, Robinson's footwork will be a little bit better. He's still developing as a player. He's only a sophomore in high school.
Witherspoon moves inside the semicircle. In the paint, gets blocked by St. John. That stocky forward is now, it'll go up to Wilkerson, who drives this one up the left side in front of the Kingsway bench. Underhand flip, Stanley, guarded by Conklin. Nice footwork. He'll move inside. Underhand lay, whiffs on it, and now they're going to drive. Johnson loses it, turns it over to St. John. Robinson now on the move, another turnover. That ball's got Vaseline on it. Nobody can hang on to it. Here comes Witherspoon. Back to Collier for 3. Good! TJ Collier knocks that one down. And that one makes it a 13-10 game. Collier knocks down his first triple of the night as now inside the semicircle. He'll flip this one back out to Jason Boyd as Donnie Lang, the head coach for Overbrook, made several changes at the last break. Getting up with it, here comes Conklin. He's wide open, and he'll get the lay. Now make that a 5-point lead for the Dragons.
That's just great defense by Kingsway. Scoop up the ball, get it up the court.
Donnie Lang's going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick break. 50 seconds left in the first here from Woolwich Township. It's Overbrook 10, Kingsway 15. Welcome back here from Kingsway Regional High School. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first try. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, 614 Lambs Road, just minutes from Route 55, and just minutes from Kingsway Regional High School as well. As Bilal Robinson will inbound this one right in front of Brian Kuzmic. 49 seconds left in the first. This one goes back out to the top for Witherspoon. He'll feed this one to Little. He gathers, he fires, no good. Can't get it there. It's off the glass. St. John picks up the board, and he can't get that one to fall. More contact, another miss. And it goes back, but Johnson stepped out of bounds. That was clear as day right there. Johnson stepped out. Or no. They're going to call a foul on St. John. Unless they're saying that Johnson was pushed out of bounds by St. John.
Yeah, it seems like he was using his hands a little too much there. You can't reach. You got to move your feet a little bit more. They're going to call you for that a lot of the times.
Absolutely right, Ben. As we've got 30 seconds left, Conklin back to the top for Marini. He's got 8. That was St. John's second foul. Overbrook has 2 here in the first. Down to now 15 on the clock. They're going to hold here. Johnson on the volleyball corner. Now on the left wing. Robinson pressuring. Down to 10. He'll create a space with a screen. He'll go up, and it's in. They'll extend the lead to 7. They'll have a chance for one more. They've got 2. Robinson heaves. No good. And Kingsway will escape the first quarter with a 7-point lead. What an offensive attack by the Dragons as Matteo Marini leads the way with 8, and J.D. Johnson gets a layup to end the scoring. After 1, it will be the Dragons 17 and the Rams 10 right after the break. Welcome back to Kingsway Regional. It's 17-10, Kingsway after the first. Let's take a look at Overbrook standings in the Tri-County Diamond as we'll fix that in just a second. As I mean, listen, 10-0, not a bad mark at all. 18-7, Pennsgrove in second, 16-10. There's Woodstown at 15-11. And then Shalleck at 9-13, Glassboro 7-15, and Pennsville 3-20. So you really do have a top-heavy Tri-County Diamond. Meanwhile, I would argue that the Tri-County Royal is a lot more balanced in their play. But there you go there is going up for 3. Collier, no good. This one kicks back out to Johnson, who gets the rebound. Moving out to Witherspoon. He'll pull up from the corner of the paint. No good. Rebound by Stanley. And Overbrook will bring this one up. They're trailing by 7 here very early in the second quarter. That will be a third travel called on the Rams. They have not had a lot of success getting away with those.
Yeah, you've seen a couple mistakes by Overbrook. They're going to come here early in the game. They're just going to have to really adapt to them and kind of change how they're playing.
I don't know if they even have to really change how they're playing. They just need to limit the mistakes. I mean, listen, these are two clashing styles of offense. You're going to see a lot more low post scoring from Overbrook. Kingsway's going to shoot from beyond the arc more as, well, they have to play to their advantage, which is the shooting. Overbrook's advantage is in the height. This one goes up for Collier. He'll be in the semicircle and push off, and no good. Conklin can't get the rebound, and Robinson will now drive. He's at half court. He'll stop, and there's a fourth travel.
Traveling violation against the Rams.
So that will be yet another travel called against the Rams here. But just a minute into the second, you mentioned they've already had 4 travels. That definitely looked like Robinson took an extra step as he was trying to gather himself. And again, listen, that is what's going to happen when these teams are not confident. And if Overbrook is not confident in their style of play, you're going to see the hesitation on those passes. It's not going to be shown in the box score, but it's certainly going to be shown in their body language on the floor. Conklin spins around. Nice shot through contest, but he couldn't get it. It'll now go back up to the Rams, trailing by 7. Neither team has scored yet in this first quarter. This one gets turned over. Look out. Witherspoon has it. Tried to survive the swipe there. So it'll go back to Conklin. Overbrook crowd definitely making themselves known here with the defense chance in their visiting gym as Johnson moves back over to Marini. Marini over to the left now for Collier. Collier drives inside, now back out to Witherspoon. Overbrook really putting on the pressure, not leaving any stone unturned here for the Dragons. As now they'll go up. Conklin finally gets a shot off. Heavy contact, but no whistles, and they keep it alive. And now a foul is called as that puts an emphatic end to a very sloppy minute of basketball there. Sloppy on Kingsway's offense. Overbrook did a great job on defense there. They really were able to defend the perimeter and prevent Kingsway from getting anything out. Reminds me a little bit of that Vineland-Clearview game we had a few weeks ago where, Kingsway was really able to be themselves in the first quarter, but Vineland took away, and they also had a strong center in Ricardo Johnson that night. They're also going to be this kind of team that I think is going to try to take away the one asset that Kingsway has best. And if you can take away that number one skill, and if you can at least, dampen it a little bit, you can really put yourself in the driver's seat. As Robinson can't get that one down, it goes back to the Rams. J.R. Stanley taking his time. The junior 6-foot guard. Now a foul. That's going to be called on Nick Conklin. They're going to get Czar Witherspoon back in right away.
Yeah.
That'll be his second.
I love the aggressiveness by Kingsway, but eventually you got to calm down a little bit. You can play your game, but to an extent where you're not overly reaching. So they just got to calm down a little bit.
We are going to have a 5-second violation. How about that? Overbrook picks up a violation, couldn't get the inbound off in time, and again, that's Kingsway's defensive pressure on full blast right there. Here in the Tri-County Championship. As we mentioned, the Tri-County Conference consolidated their championship brackets, their conference brackets to just two. They originally had flights A, B, and C, depending on your win-loss record. But now they've made it to the championship bracket and the postseason bracket, which the finals will be at Washington Township on Saturday. Oh, man, Robinson almost put it down, and he gets it back. He would have brought this place to a halt if he brought that dunk down, but instead just missed over the rim as it's 17-12. It took us over 3 minutes, but we finally got our first points of the second quarter. Bounce pass, right side. Moving inside, foul.
That
Fouls on Overbrook's number 0, Lamar Little. That's his first personal foul. The team's first in the second quarter.
This is going to send Collier to the line for 2. Sam Goldberg and I mentioned it when we saw Kingsway versus Timber Creek. Terrence Collier shoots a lot of free throws. He's 124 for 166, just under 75% as he makes his first. He
really reminds me of Pat Crawford of Cumberland. Where
That's true, yeah.
They both really use their body, and they're both very good free throw shooters. So I really see him compared to him a lot.
Yeah, definitely a guy that has that kind of potential. If you're Pat Crawford, I mean, he's a sophomore right now at Cumberland. What a renaissance season they're having. I want to see Kingsway play Cumberland. That would be a really good game. As backpedaling now is Jones. He'll dump it off to Jason Boyd, who gets the screen from Robinson, now gets to the semicircle. He'll go back out to Stanley. Stanley fires it inside, wide open, look for Boyd. Jason Boyd breaks the drought. First scorer off the bench for the Rams, and it's 19-14.
Stanley's really letting it up here. He's making big plays when the Overbrook Rams need him the most.
Out on the right side, it's Johnson at the top. Oh, nice move there. Creates some space on the offense. Now he's going to be able to run this one. Here comes Collier for 3. No good. This one will go back to Bilal Robinson. 3:20 to play in the second quarter. Moving out to the right. Overbrook, jump stop. Bounce pass. This is a nice play, but high off the glass, no good. And Kingsway is going to try to push the pace, wear out this Rams defense. That one goes up, no good, but it's off the hand. It hit off the hand of J.R. Stanley, and it's going to be Kingsway ball. Yeah, that one hit off of J.R. Stanley's hand, and Brian Kuzmic will call a timeout, as with 3:08 left in the second quarter, he'll call a 30. We'll take a break. 19 for Kingsway, 14 for Overbrook. Kingsway was charged a timeout as we welcome you back to the Kingsway South Gym. Good student section in attendance tonight, wearing a lot of red hoodies. Kingsway gets the ball back. Kuzmic charged for his first timeout. Both teams have 4 remaining. It's back to J.D. Johnson. He loses it, but he's guarded by Jason Boyd. Overbrook in a 2-3.
You see Collier.
Oh, he fell down. What's this going to be called here? I think he lost it on his own. They're going to call a foul here. They're going to say that there's some contact. I don't know. You think that was a foul?
I think that's a questionable call. You know, he kind of pushed him to the ground, but I think that could go either way.
I honestly couldn't tell. That's going to be a travel, though. That'll make up for whatever call was missed there. That's the one thing that's going to hurt both of these teams, though, is fundamentals. We had a high-octane, high-scoring first quarter, and it's now turned into a defensive battle. Overbrook now with only 4 points in the second. Kingsway with 2.
I honestly think whoever's on Lamar Little on Collier is a very good matchup. He's doing a really good job stopping him tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Lamar Little has limited Collier's ability here. As now Robinson, top of the key, no good on the 3. Just a little bit wide. St. John couldn't pick that one up. And it will go back to the Dragons. Here comes Thompson. He'll drive. Goes to Witherspoon. Makes a miss. Johnson. Some nice passing here, but Marini messed it up. He lost it. He'll lose it again, and it's off of the hands of Witherspoon, and he knew it. It's out of bounds. Overbrook ball. This will be inbounded by Boyd. 2:23 left in the second quarter here from Woolwich Township. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Ben Wilden of Pittman High School and Damian Waiters to my right of West Effort. As now moving inside, back out to the top for Lamar Little. Robinson getting guarded handily. Really nothing that Overbrook can do here. Can't really get the ball to him unless they get him open, and Czar Witherspoon's locking him down. Here comes a three from Boyd. No good. Overbrook shooting a lot more from deep than I was expecting them to. They have made 132 three balls this year. Lamar Little leads that mark with 48 of them. And as we mentioned, Bilal Robinson with 41, now 42. Kingsway just a little bit higher up with 152 as that shot falls short. They lead Matteo Marini with 50 three balls in his senior year. Here comes a three, no good, another miss. St. John couldn't get in there, and Boyd gets the rebound. Really good resilience on that Overbrook offense as we're now down to 90 seconds left in the first half. Bounce pass inside, St. John, 3-on-1, leaves a man open. Boyd drives, gets him out. They want to travel, no good. Witherspoon gets it down.
Yeah, it seemed like Boyd might have took an extra step there. One thing that he needs to make sure he's not going to do later in this game.
Yeah, again, a lot of fundamental mistakes as we're going to have a foul. It's going to be the third foul on Overbrook. It's going to be the second on Bilal Robinson. Johnson back to Conklin. Kind of rolled that ball off his fingertips. Gets it back to half court now. Under a minute to play. 55 in the first half. Collier. Foul. This is going to be on Jaden St. John. I believe he's already got 3, which, yeah, that is his third foul. And he's coming off the bench, too. I can't imagine Donnie Lang is going to want to keep him, and he will sub him out. So
it seems like one thing Overbrook is doing is they're changing a lot of their centers here, and that's probably good if with TJ Collier down low.
Hold on here. What an emphatic call by the referee. So they're explaining the call. The
We have a double foul.
Double foul. Okay.
Play, one foul will go on Kingsway's number 2, Chase Thompson. That's his first.
That's going to be 5 for Overbrook.
The other foul will go on Overbrook's number 2, J.R. Stanley. That's his first and the team's 5th.
Yeah, so that's the signal for a double foul. We saw one the other night, but because it's not considered a common foul, it's not going to give Kingsway the desired bonus. And while we'll put it up on the screen, Overbrook will not send Kingsway to the line until we see another foul. So a double foul on the play. We resume with Kingsway ball. 40 seconds. Conklin. A little bit of a mismatch with Robinson. 30 seconds. Kingsway held for the last 20. And now they're going to keep going for the last 40 of the second half.
You know, Dan, from 2 years from now, this could be a completely different scenario with the shot clock.
If they decide to enact it, but it's going to be 10. Back to Conklin for 3. Good! Nick Conklin, Terry on top. They'll get a half-court heave. Oh, man! Oh. Wow. J.R. Stanley, almost a half-court heave, but instead it's an 8-point lead for the Dragons at halftime as they'll look to punch their ticket to Washington Township on Saturday for the TCC final. But we've got another half to play. It's Kingsway 22, Overbrook 14 right after the break. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back. Halftime is wrapping up here from Woolwich Township. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Ben Wilden on the call. Damian Witters is our producer this evening, as a mostly full crowd for this Thursday night basketball matchup between the Overbrook Rams and the Kingsway Dragons. Well, Ben, it was 17-10 after one, and now it's 22-14 at halftime. The second quarter really just dragged on. There was a lot of fouls. There was a lot of sloppiness. There was really not a lot that either team could do, and they just kind of punted the second quarter, and really nobody got ahead. Kingsway was up by 7 after 1, and now they're up 8 at half. But Matteo Marini leading the way for Kingsway with 8, and Bilal Robinson, as expected, he's leading the way for Overbrook, but only with 5.
Yeah, Overbrook's got to settle down a little bit. I mean, Overbrook is a really tough team. They play some great competition, and they're one team that's never going to back down. They played PVI today, and they only lost by 2 points. And PVI is the number 6 team ranked in New Jersey. So Overbrook's a really tough team, and I don't see them backing down anytime soon.
And as we go back into the second half, we've got a good bout of basketball coming up, as Overbrook's Bilal Robinson will have possession to start the half.
It's going to be Overbrook ball to begin the second half of action.
Robinson will inbound to Stanley to open up the third. 22-14. This is the semifinal of the Tri-County Conference Championship bracket. The winner of this game will play up at Washington Township on Saturday. As this one comes out, Lamar Little finally breaks away, and how about that for a suspenseful shot? Lamar Little gets that one to fall, and Overbrook's on the board in the third, 22-16.
Even with little size, he's not going to back down. He's a very tough player. That shows why he has over 463 points in his career.
Moving inside is Witherspoon. Bounce pass. Johnson off the dribble. No good on the three. And this one will go back up. Back to Robinson on the right wing, guarded by Czar Witherspoon. He has been very good at locking down Robinson. Is a long two. It's good. That one falls that time for number 13, Gavin Cahoust. And he's got 4 points. And Overbrook creeping their way back into contention. 22-18, bounce pass. Another bounce. Johnson looking towards the basket. He'll go to Collier, and we'll have a foul here. So the other matchup in this bracket is Williamstown at Cumberland. I'm not surprised that Williamstown made it, because they had a lot of transfers that, I don't know if they would have won more than 10 or 11 games without their transfers, but Clinton Suggs, really, we got another foul here. Witherspoon hit him on the way down. I think that game could go either way, and if anybody has an update on that game, please let me know. That would be greatly appreciated, because that will determine who plays the Rams or the Dragons. Since it's a Cumberland game, I don't think that BFA is going to be there. I'm not sure.
If Kingsway wins this game, they'll play home. And if Overbrook wins this game, they'll play on the road for the championship. Oh, sorry, it's at a neutral site in Washington.
Yeah, it's at a neutral site, but I'd also say that this is 1 and 4. Williamstown is 6th seed and the 7th seed. Offensive foul. So no matter what, yeah, no, you're good. It's a neutral site, though.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think what's going to be good, though, is that if we see Kingsway Williamstown in the final at Washington Township, that's like a middle meeting ground for both of those teams. Washington Township's probably around 15 minutes away from here, and then Williamstown's probably around 15, 20 in the other direction. You're going to get a packed house on that Saturday afternoon if those are the two teams that meet. Ball comes out, and it'll be Kingsway ball still, as that one looked like it was it's going to be Overbrook possession. My apologies.
One thing Collier has to do is finish his layups. You've seen 6 times when he drove to the basket, and he just chucks it off the board. He's got to settle down and have a little lighter of a touch.
Overbrook on a 4-0 run to start the quarter as this ball comes out. Moving ahead of it is Collier. He'll get a pass inside, tipped. Kingsway ball, as Witherspoon was the intended target. 22 Kingsway, 18 for Overbrook. Corner three, no good. Marini gets back on defense as Robinson picks up the rebound. Heavy defense from Witherspoon. Lang wanted a foul. And the ball comes out. Here comes J.D. Johnson. Overbrook catches up to him, though, and he gets the shot down. J.D. Johnson. 5:30 left in the third. Really great ball game. A defensive battle as there's a three. Lamar Little. That is only the second triple that Overbrook has made tonight. But they haven't really needed the three to be successful.
Lamar Little has been doing it ever since a freshman. I remember seeing him against Pittman dropping 30. I mean, this guy's just a real hooper.
I think I was at that game, Overbrook-Pittman, back in 2023. We're going to have a foul. And that was the first time that we saw Overbrook back in 2023. Or pardon, it was January of 2024 when Donnie Lang went 20-8. They lost to the Panthers 58-57. And you're right, Lamar Little put up 17 points in that game as a freshman. That might have been a different game, though, that you were talking about where he dropped 30.
Yeah, I think it was a different game.
That one goes up. Robinson gets it, and it's a one-point game. So now this is a chance for J.D. Johnson and company to really set the pace here. Kingsway is going to slow this one down, and this game is really looking like an Olympic Conference game with how slow it's being. Neither of these teams seem like they're in a massive hurry. Thompson slides over to the right. Ball comes out. It's loose again. Robinson picks it up at half court. He'll drive. He's fouled. It's on the floor. No basket. And Kingsway already picking up their fourth foul. That's actually, sorry, it's going to be the team's third. It's going to be Marini's first. Cumberland is up 31-23 on Williamstown at halftime. So again, that is who this team would play. These teams would play at Washington Township. Travel on Robinson. That's the fifth traveling call on Overbrook. As Johnson will bring this one up. Just about 4 minutes left in the third quarter here from Kingsway's South Gym.
But I would say Washington Township's a pretty good site for the championship.
Yeah, really big gym. I would say that this would be a good site as well. As the ball gets batted in the air like a volleyball, it'll go back to Collier. He'll move up. He gets fouled. Shot was too strong, and he took a tumble on the floor as he's going to go to the line for two. We mentioned TJ Collier. He has shot nearly 170 foul shots during his senior year. We also mentioned during the Open that he recently, as in the last 24 to 48 hours, committed to Arcadia University in Pennsylvania to play D3 basketball. 626 career points, had only one as a freshman, 33 as a sophomore, 210 as a junior, and up near the 400 mark as a senior.
One thing Overbrook is going to have to do is prevent him from going to his right hand. With a big guy like him, you have to make him go to his opposite hand.
Absolutely. You have to take that strength away from him. And that's what Overbrook was doing in the second quarter by really heavily guarding the perimeter against Kingsway. They were really trying to get Kingsway to not shoot any threes. Here comes a dive. Look at the save by Johnson. And it's a backcourt. Wait, what do we got here? Well, Kingsway is cheering. Timeout is called. I think Kingsway got the timeout called in time.
We've got a 30-second timeout charge to Kingsway. It's going to be their second charge timeout of the
Wow. So Kingsway, a split-second call by Brian Kuzmic saves them as Johnson dove for it. Witherspoon saved it, and he got it off in time. We'll stay here as Kingsway gets charged the timeout. And we'll also take a look at what Kingsway's been able to do in the Tri-County Royal. We saw earlier that they are the Royal Division champs, but they're also, for what it's worth, they're actually tied for the best overall record. They are both 16-9 with Williamstown, but Williamstown, again, had a huge burst thanks to their transfers coming in. GCIT is 12-12.
Clearview and Gloucester Catholic 10-16, and then Washington Township 9-16. Washington Township punched their ticket to the Tri-County Conference postseason finals. They will be playing either, actually I can't remember who they're going to be playing.
Triton or GCIT.
Triton or GCIT. So either way, it's going to be either a Tri-County Royal matchup or a Royal versus Liberty matchup. As we're down to 3:30 left in the third. Yeah, Washington Township beat Pittman 55-40. Offensive foul. Kuzmic disagrees with the call. Again, Overbrook's making this sound a little bit like a home game here. They're going to get a quick sub in. Boyd will check in for Jones. And Boyd, as we mentioned, will inbound. So 26-23, a low-scoring affair here in Woolwich Township. Back over to the top for Robinson. He'll slide out to the left. Over for Little. Now Robinson, Euro step, good. Beautiful move by Bilal Robinson. And he's got 9. 1-point game.
That's a great move to get open space, and that's just a great shot by Robinson there.
Great way to use all of the floor to his advantage there. As Collier goes up. Had to get a pass off, and he'll now go back to the top of the key for Marini. Here comes Witherspoon. He'll fire it out to Conklin. Quick twitch move. He'll go up, lays with the right hand, no good. Tried to switch it up at the last second, but Conklin couldn't get the shot to fall. Wow, no whistle, and it's good. Kuzmic, hands in the air, cannot believe that there was no whistle. I mean, I don't understand how there wasn't a whistle there. I think that it's either, it should have been a blocking foul, is what it should have been. Because he had his back twitch, he had his right shoulder move back, but for there to be no whistle, that I don't agree with that call at all.
Yeah.
I think that it should have been, if you're going to call it an offensive foul, call it an offensive foul, but if it's not, the other option was a blocking foul. I don't see a world where that's nothing.
Yeah, you're really right about that, Dan.
Here comes Conklin, no good on the 3. Overbrook possessing their first lead, and they put it back with Witherspoon. His first points of the night, and it's 28-27. Sliding over is Boyd. He'll bounce pass to Stanley. Robinson trying to get open. Again, he's being hounded here by Witherspoon. St. John goes in. He is hit. It's all ball. Second time. Conklin picks it out of the air. He'll go back, try to get to the roll. It's good. Nick Conklin, 6 points off the bench. 3-point lead for the Dragons. Minute 20 left in the third.
Yeah, I don't really like St. John going at Collier like that over that much of a size difference.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good matchup as that one does not go. Gets saved. Foot in the air for Marini. He's able to get that one off the baseline. Now 1 minute left in the third quarter. Here from Woolwich in Gloucester County. Nice pass. Corner. 3. No good. Here comes another break. Stanley for 3. Good! We're tied! J.R. Stanley! 40 seconds and we're tied at 30 apiece.
It seems like every time when Overbrook needs something, J.R. Stanley is there to produce. He does this consistently almost every game for the Rams.
He's been able to put up some great numbers as he's got 7. Going up with 20. It rolls for Collier. TJ Collier puts it up. He's got 8. So it was 30 all until Collier picked up the basket. 5 seconds. St. John inside. They'll have to get something off. They've got 1. He's got an open look. No good on the 3. And Kuzmic still not happy about the call. He's not going to have a lot of kind words for the officials tonight as a huge back-and-forth game just got even better as a great possession there. It's Kingsway 32 and Overbrook 30 after the third. We've got one more quarter to play here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back. Welcome back, 32-30. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association, the premier association for adult league baseball in South Jersey with 20 teams across 4 highly competitive divisions. Visit SouthJerseyNABA.com for more information. Kingsway walking out to the 1976 song Sirius by the Alan Parsons Project, made famous by the Chicago Bulls, who also wore red and black. The Dragons, though, are going to try to spit some fire in this game with a heroic fourth quarter if they can get a ticket to Washington Township. As the ball comes out, a miscommunication. 2 points tie the game. 32-30, goes up, right hand, good. And it's a jump ball. No, the basket was not good. Some booing from the Overbrook fans.
Definitely seems like goaltending there, Dave.
That was on its way down. That was goaltending, but that's not what will be called. Wow.
I bet both coaches are not very happy about some calls tonight.
Again, it's one of those things where calling nothing is worse than calling something incorrectly. I mean, listen, that ball was very clearly on its way down. As this one goes up, he's got a hard foul. J.R. Stanley gets hit. You could hear the thud on the floor. So Stanley will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. J.R. Stanley, the number 2 senior, junior rather, 6-foot guard. 199 points for the junior this season as he'll look to tie this game. First shot is good. Little suspense there. 284 career points, had 85 as a sophomore. Had a season high of 15 in 3 different games this year versus Woodstown, Shawnee, and Southern Regional. Both shots good. Stanley's got 9, and it's 32-32.
Kingsway's got to find a way to get Collier the ball here for their leading scorer.
Goes back to Collier, the Arcadia commit. To the right side for J.D. Johnson, the football player. Ball gets tipped out. Last touched by Gavin Cahoust. So with 7 minutes, 13 seconds left, all tied up. We've mentioned that almost every time we've been to Kingsway, something crazy has happened, or we've had just a great finish. Here comes a 3. No good. This one goes back to the top for Collier. Tries to get through the space. That's a foul on the floor. I mean, I'm just thinking about the games we've done this year. Warren Hills, Nick Conklin off the bench, game-winning 3. Timber Creek, really fun ball game back and forth. Timber Creek got it in the final minute for a 6-point win, 50-44. Both of these teams will be home in the respective first rounds of South Jersey play. Overbrook is the 6th seed to play Pleasantville in the first round. Kingsway, the number 6 seed, to play Rancocas Valley in the first round. Team that we saw last night lost by 41. No good on the 3. Gets the offensive rebound. Bit of a miss by Kingsway there. Fires it over. Stanley for 3. No good. Back to Robinson. Back turn to the basket. Lowers the shoulder. He misses. Goes back to Johnson. He'll blaze this one up the floor. Back to Marini. He'll get it back, and it's good. Matteo Marini. He's got 10, and it's a 4-point lead.
Yeah, that's a great finish by Martini there. You could have argued that Martini might have took an extra step, but in that case, it was good for Martini.
That one gets away. Here comes a lob to Collier. Blocked from behind. Got hit by Cahoust. Really love the back and forth here by the 2 student sections, Kingsway and Overbrook. This is what makes great basketball. Passionate crowds. These Overbrook fans are passionate. These Kingsway fans are passionate. They know they love the game. As Conklin, good. The intensity's only going to get stronger. 38-32. Now moving back, stepping back in the semicircle. No good there. Overbrook just not hitting their shots. Ball comes out, falling on it. Scramble. Still no whistles. And it comes up. How was there nothing there? And it's good. Timeout, Donnie Lang. I mean, that's a jump ball all day. But
I don't know how the refs are managing to not call anything here, because, like you said, Dan, not calling anything is worse than making a bad call.
Yeah, and listen, on a jump ball, that's where kids can get hurt. That's where those kids are in a dog pile. Those kids are, listen, it's a bad situation. I don't think they've done a terrible job tonight, but I just don't agree with a lot of the calls that have been made, especially the no calls. As it's 38-34, Kingsway leads by 4, staying here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. The road ahead for DWB will be at Holy Cross Prep on Friday for the Burlington County Final between the 5-seed West Hampton Tech Panthers and the number 2 seed Holy Cross Lancers. Tip-off at 6 o'clock from Delran. I'll be on the call with Colin Morris for that one. Then on Saturday, we open up our first of many baseball games as DeSales visits Rutgers Camden in non-conference play in NCAA Division III. First pitch at 12. It is a standalone single game from Camden. And then on Sunday, we've got the preseason tournament in the American Ball Hockey Alliance from West Deptford at the River Winds Golf Course. First game for the Beavers will be at 1, the Cadets at 2, and the Freshmen at 3. Baseball's right around the corner. A lot of stuff lined up with Rutgers Camden, Rowan College of South Jersey, and then the high school games. First one on March 23rd.
Yeah, Dan, I know I'm really excited for the season. I obviously know that baseball is DWB's best sport.
Let's just say it's my favorite sport. Maybe not the best for viewership, but sometimes it's the nuance of the game that really gets people ahead. As Johnson holding on to the ball, and that's why. There's a reason why he held onto it to make a shot like that. As now moving quickly, Overbrook already past half court. 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. He'll go up, left hand, no good, and it's tipped in almost accidentally by Lamar Little there. Tried to get the offensive rebound, and he'll get 2 points on the board for the Rams. 40-36.
It almost looked like J.D. Johnson tipped it in there.
That might have been a self-tip. I'm not sure.
Don't know how you count that in the stat sheet.
I think if you do, I think it just goes to whoever on the offensive team touched the ball last. As here comes a 3. Fouled. Marini got hit. Mateo Marini will go to the line for 3 shots. As that's going to be the 3rd foul now against J.R. Stanley. Marini, first shot good.
Yeah, Dan, in the first half, it seems like Overbrook had a pretty big depth of their bench, and a lot of players came in. Not seeing the same in the second half.
Yeah, the only bench player on the floor right now is Jason Boyd. Second shot is good. Marini in his career, 265 points. This is his only varsity basketball season with Kingsway. 54 for 68 from the line, and he just drained all 3. He's got 13 points. Moving in, Little. Nice play, but he can't get it to fall. Again, just a lot. Not even bad shot selections for Overbrook. I don't think that they're doing a half-bad job at shooting the ball. I just think that right now they're getting a lot of bad breaks. Johnson creates the space, and it's good. Those are such a great shot.
Those are the shots Kingsway are so good at, and I saw them practicing before the game. The more reps you do, the better you get at the shot, and that's really what Kingsway's been doing.
45-36. It's a 9-point game. In trouble is Boyd, and he'll reset it now to J.R. Stanley. Again, we'll see if we have another update on Williamstown Cumberland coming up. Ooh, yeah, that was another missed travel there. I mean, I'm not even that opposed to swallowing the whistle, but it just feels like this is an overreach, as it's a 45-36 game. But
You just hope that it doesn't get too bad down the stretch, because these two teams have been physical, and they're going to say that we're going to get a foul here. It's going to be on Overbrook. It's Boyd's first, team's third. And again, Overbrook's going to have to be careful with fouls here as we'll get deeper and deeper into the fourth. Almost an awry pass to Nick Conklin. He'll take his time to bring this one up.
You don't want to start the bonus too early. That's where you get a lot of their points early in the game. That's where the game can kind of end.
That ball got tipped out of bounds by Jason Boyd. Really passionate crowd on hand, as we mentioned, 45-36. This one goes up. Too strong for Collier. Driving very quickly. He'll hand it off to Boyd. On the baseline, fires it, cross court to the corner, blocked by Collier. That is a big block that time by TJ Collier. It did get tipped by him though, so it will be Overbrook ball. Still a lot to celebrate here for Kingsway as they're going to try to close in a 9-point game. They're going to try to take off as many seconds off the board with their next few possessions. That would be my guess. 3 minutes left in the ball game. Couple of screens. Long two from the semicircle, no good. Offensive rebound by Jones. He'll move it in from Boyd. Ooh, interesting there. Interesting move there as this one goes back out to the top. And there's a foul. Little with contact from Marini.
I like the defense from Marini there, but you got to move your feet a little bit more. You know you're getting tired here late in the game. That's where you got to keep moving your feet and not get into foul trouble.
Back over to the top now. Spinning around for three, Little. Conklin rebound. Again, this has just been an interesting possession here and an interesting ball game as Conklin gets fouled. That's Overbrook's fourth. Who had that one? That was Boyd. That's his second.
Honestly, a little surprised Overbrook's not bringing another guy into the game.
Here comes a three. Good. TJ Collier. And again, you don't want to start calling daggers, and you don't want to start throwing daggers either. But we'll see here if Overbrook has a chance as Collier swiped in. Admittedly, a bit of a greedy foul by Collier. Let's see what we got here.
Seems a little
yeah, just a little bit of chippiness going on there. They're trying to settle it. This one goes back out.
That's what you're going to see here in the conference, Tri-County Conference tournament.
Another save. Oh, almost stolen. Johnson gets it back. Overbrook's putting themselves on full attack. As it goes behind the half court, Kuzmic gets a timeout. Man, great stuff there from Brian Kuzmic. Again, he's just got such great precision timing. He can see the urgency of the play, and he burns a timeout. He should have two remaining. As 1:53 left in the ball game, it's Kingsway 48, Overbrook 36. Welcome back. Free pretzels for the Kingsway student section. Guess they just might have shut down the snack stand and gave some of those guys some pretzels. This broadcast is brought to you by Dog Pro Wrestling, DAWG Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit DAWGProWrestling.com for more information. They'll have an event coming up on March 3rd at Rowan University and an event on May 2nd at Pinelands Regional High School in Little Egg Harbor. Good contact there as Johnson to Conklin. He loses it. Ball slips out of his hands, and smart move by Overbrook to just let that one roll.
And that's one thing you don't want to do as Kingsway is turn the ball over. You're up by 12 with over 1 minute and 38 seconds left. That's one thing you don't need to do.
Can't leave the door open as that three does not fall. Collier gets it on the way down. It goes back to Marini. Oh, he just got hit into the scorer's table. They're going to call it a turnover here. (48-36). Winner plays in Washington Township on Saturday as that's a three, no good. Again, Williamstown, Cumberland, the other two teams, the 6th seed and the 7th seed. So even though it'll be at a neutral site, whoever wins tonight will be the, quote, home team. Oh, that ball gets tipped away. And a foul as Marini made some contact there with Lamar Little as he had possession. 48-38. Robinson gets it as Overbrook in desperation mode. Down by 10 with a minute left.
If you're Kingsway, you don't want to foul here.
There's a three. And a timeout called by Donnie Lang as the triple gets knocked down by Jaden Wilkerson. 54 seconds left. We'll take a break. It's 48-41. Welcome back as it's 48-41. Overbrook calls a timeout. Both teams have 2 remaining. As again, if any of you wonderful people out there have an update on Williamstown, Cumberland, we said that Cumberland was up 31-23 at halftime. Again, thanks to Sylvia Darajo for the tip, but couldn't find a live stream of the game. So if you have an update, please enlighten me. Let me know. That would help us out greatly as we've got 45 seconds. Conklin has it. They're behind the half-court line, and Kuzmic calls a timeout. Great pressure by Overbrook as Donnie Lang is trying to argue something here. I'm not. Were they out of time?
It seems like Donnie Lang is arguing that he didn't call the timeout before the whistle was already blown.
Yeah, he's not happy about it at all. Again, it's split-second timing. And remember, it's kind of like the play clock in the NFL, where even if you see double zeros on the screen, you have to wait for that entire second to go down. So he might have been at like 9.5 or 9.8. He might have gotten it off just in time. It's Donnie Lang. Overbrook's got a lot of assistant coaches, so Donnie Lang will spend his time addressing the issue with the call. But, yeah, that's the thing, is that you're not going to make either side happy if something like that's that heavily contested is going to make an outcome, is going to change the outcome of the game, which I don't know if it'll change the outcome. But Kingsway, if they had another half second, would definitely have been in trouble. There's Donnie Lang there over on the sideline. just trying to explain his case, explain his side. Remember, these coaches, they gotta use their words wisely, or else a tee can be thrown. We've seen it before with the coaches. Saw it with Mark Petito for Haddon Township, as Collier will move this one up. Again, no whistle there. So 40 seconds left. It'll be out of bounds.
One thing I would really like to see the Rams do more is take a charge there. Take a charge. Get an offensive charge.
That could definitely fire up this team here, who definitely needs it. Pass beyond half court. Contact, foul. It's going to put Kingsway, it's going to put Overbrook over the limit. Kingsway will get the bonus. It's their fifth foul.
That's not the guy you want at the line. Collier, like Dan, you were saying, he is such a good throw shooter. You do not want to send him to the line.
75% foul shooter and has shot over 170 foul shots this year. So he has been not only a consistent shooter, but also one that has drawn a lot of fouls in this season. For the commit to the Arcadia Knights in Division III basketball. No good on the second shot. This will move down the floor. Desperation heave off the glass. Robinson can't get it there. Collier feeds it out, and it's wide open for Witherspoon. He will not take a shot. They're going to force Lamar Little to foul. That's a smart move by Kingsway, and that will now send Witherspoon to the line with him over the bonus. So a 49-41 game. Overbrook with a loss would come to 18-8 on the year, going into their first round game at home versus Pleasantville, a team that they last played in February 2023, also in the first round of South Jersey Group 2, a game that Overbrook won in overtime by 2. Haddonfield, the number 1 team in Group 2. Groups 2 and 4 play on Tuesday. Groups 1 and 3 play on Wednesday. 3 ball, no good. Brought down. Conklin gets fouled. So after picking up the rebound, these two teams that are going to prepare for an 11-6 matchup in the first round of their respective tournaments, both to be played on Tuesday, RV versus Kingsway, and then Pleasantville versus Overbrook.
Yeah, and whoever wins this game is not going to have too much of a break between the end of the conference and the playoffs, because you got the championship game on Saturday, and then you get 1 day of rest, 2 days of rest. You got right back out to the playoffs.
Yeah, Sunday might be these guys' only day of rest as Conklin makes his first, makes it a 10-point game. He's got 9 off the bench as the 6th and final scorer for Kingsway. That shot goes in, and Brian Kuzmic calls a timeout. He calls for his home fans to cheer, and they do. It's an 11-point game, and the Kingsway Dragons all likely to be headed. Oh, they did not call a timeout, excuse me. Unless they did and they just decided not to use it. They're going to roll the ball here. Here we go. Robinson for 3. Airballed it. Out of bounds with 10 seconds. This crowd's going to let him hear it. For the sophomore, Bilal Robinson, 10 seconds. Couple of subs in the game. They're going to let this one ride. The Kingsway Dragons will get ready for Washington Township on Saturday with a 52-41 win over the Overbrook Rams. They're headed to the Tri-County Conference Championship on Saturday. And again, I'm not sure what happened in Cumberland-Williamstown. If we have an update on that, we'll get it to you in the postgame. But the Dragons will now play on Saturday versus the winner of Williamstown and Cumberland. Okay, so they don't know the winner either. So we'll see. Trying to look up here. Looking up on Twitter, can't find anything. Don't have anything for you.
Well, whoever these two teams play, they're going to have a tough matchup either way.
Absolutely. Kingsway, man,
Their student section loving it. This is a passionate crowd, a passionate team. Really love the enthusiasm that Kingsway brought tonight for Thursday night basketball. Listen, they were upset in they won Tri-County Flight A last year, and obviously Flight A, Flight B, Flight C, that's all different. But now, listen, last year was a year that Kingsway was expected to contend. This was a year that I think if you ask a lot of people outside of Woolwich Township, they didn't really know what was going to happen with all their starters that graduated. Desir Williams-Bay, that's now at RCSJ. Micah Hart, who transferred out. Maurice Tavares and Kai Tolley, all fantastic scorers. It is so hard to make a good team year over year with this kind of turnover on their roster, and they're going to have some more next year. So I really think that Kingsway, providing a great product year in and year out, is going to make for a fun ride. They're the number 6 seed in South Jersey Group 4, and I think that if there's one team that's an upset candidate in that bracket, the Kingsway Dragons are my pick to be an upset, to be a Cinderella.
Yeah, I think Kingsway, they're making a really good run right now. Right now is the time to play your best basketball. Late February into March is where you have to put your foot on the line and remember why you're here, why you do every practice, what this is for. And Kingsway, they showed this tonight. They just beat a good Deffert team. Now they come here and play a good Overbrook team. I think they got a really good chance going into the Group 4 playoffs.
As we mentioned, they'll play Rancocas Valley on Tuesday the 24th. Really just such a balanced scoring attack for the Dragons. You saw Mateo Marini with 13. He put 8 points up in the first quarter. Then he really slowed down, and he was really able to get that attack going early, and then TJ Collier settled in the second half. He put up 11. I think Collier is going to be my player of the game with how he did. Such a great rebounder. Yes, he had some shots that missed, but really I think the best all-around player on the floor tonight was TJ Collier.
Yeah, I would strongly agree with that too. Collier just could not be stopped by the Rams. The way he uses his body to get to the paint is just something special, and which is going to really help him at the next level at Arcadia, which is a really good Division III school. So I really think Collier is a strong player, and I'm just really excited to see what this Kingsway team is capable of doing in the future here.
It's going to be fun. That'll be all for us tonight on DWB. As the final score in the Tri-County Conference Semifinal Championship bracket is the Rams of Overbrook 41 and the Kingsway Dragons 52. They will play the winner of Williamstown and Cumberland on Saturday at Washington Township High School. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti, my producer Damian Waiters, my color commentator Ben Weldon of Pittman High School. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow at Holy Cross for the penultimate championship game as West Hampton Tech plays Holy Cross in the Burlington County Final. Final score 52-41 in favor of Kingsway. Have a good one, folks, and have a good night.